Tess, did you hear that Luxembourg's going to send miners into space?
Oh, I didn't know they were back in Eurovision.
No, you donut.
How did you know? Bonjour à tout le monde, je suis Hexagon Mosaïque, and that's about as much French as I'm contractually obliged to display in a single video. In fact, it's significantly more, if you're going by percentage of French in my blood, because I'm less than 1% French, and that was probably more than 1% of this video. Get a hold of yourself, Tess! Hello. Hello to you. It is February, yes, and this is a late vlog, because that's a thing that I do, just like I said in January. January's vlog is usually right at the start of the month, and then I spend the rest of the year bitching about how I'm vlogging late constantly, but it's still within February, goddammit. Although, only just, because February's a short month and today's the 25th. Now, I would, don't mind me casually reclining, I would have done this vlog a lot sooner, but I didn't really have anything to vlog about. Like, for once, I actually developed my intro skit thing relatively early in the month, and then I just didn't have anything to say, and so it never occurred to me that, yo, I should probably do a vlog. But that's fine, because this weekend just gone, well, can it even still be called this weekend? Today's Thursday. The weekend prior to this day, I travelled down to Yorkshire, where I happened to be born, to, well, not to the exact region where I was born, but I was born in Yorkshire, and no, I'm not proud of that. But that does mean that a lot of my father's family still live there. And my father's sister, so my aunt, she has 5 kids, the youngest of which was having their christening over the weekend, and I was invited to go and be a godparent. And I went into a little bit of detail about this on yesterday's stream, because I stream 10:30 PM on Wednesdays, just casually plugging that. Oh, and that's GMT, by the way, apart from in the summer when it's 10:30 PM BST instead, so I have no idea what time that is in America time, but just imagine 10:30 and then minus between 5 and 8 hours. I mean, fuck, Americans don't convert their time for Europeans, so why the fuck should I convert my time for you? But anyway, yes, so I was gone over the weekend to go and godparent, and I don't want to go overly religious, but it was, I think, a Catholic ceremony in a Protestant church, or possibly the opposite, and why do you hate my ear? But yeah, so it was kind of awkward, because as Tess, I pride myself on being both apolitical and a-religious. Is that a word? The point is, I don't care what your lifestyle is as long as you're not hurting anyone. And the ceremony kind of involved, I'm not going to say this is typical of all priests or of all Christians or anything like that, but it's more a type of person, and whether they're religious or not has no bearing on it. But the priest was one of those people who really gets to be in their bonnet about stuff that doesn't necessarily agree with their opinion. And so he was going on this massive rant about how he was supposedly on a train wearing his, like, priest collar thingy, and how supposedly this atheist woman sat next to him went on this half-hour rant about why there is no God. But like, I'm listening to this thinking, literally nobody is like that. Please stop trying to paint people of faiths other than yours, or lack thereof, as infinitely automatically bad, because that doesn't really reflect well on your belief system either. So it was kind of awkward. And then he went on this really racist rant about foxes, and I'd rather not give him the time of day in my vlog, but it affected me slightly, because you're being kind of racist. Just put a plug in it, okay? But I sat through it, and my aunt was proud of me for tolerating it and not spontaneously combusting or hailing Satan or something like that in the church and whatever, because she knows it was awkward for me. And one of my cousins as well I don't know exactly how it works. I think there are 2 godfathers and 2 godmothers. I was one of the godfathers, and then one of the godmothers was my cousin. Now this is where it gets kind of awkward, because it was my cousin Laura, but that's not the same as Europe Scalo 8 Laura, because Europe Scalo 8 Laura is like a sister to me, but this Laura in question is my actual blood relative cousin. But it's a different Laura, so don't get them mixed up. And so we had to be separate from the other rest of the congregation because we had to go up to the front and just stand there and look as if we approve of the ceremony. We had to stand at the front and look important. So we were sectioned off from everyone else. And so while they were doing all these prayers and hymns and stuff, I didn't deliberately, interfere. I didn't, shout or heckle or anything, because that would be disrespectful. And it's not my religion, but that doesn't mean that other people can't have it, so I didn't want to ruin it for them. But I knew that I didn't believe in it, and Laura didn't believe in it, so I was trying to make it less boring for her by supplying little bits of snarky commentary here and there. So it wasn't hurting anyone, and no one else could hear me, so that's fine by my rules, I suppose. Anyway, after that, there was what is the christening version of a reception? You know how wedding receptions, that the only reason people go to weddings, if they're not the bride or groom, is to go to the reception and eat cake and have food and stuff. Well, there was of that, but for the christening, and that was probably most of the reason why I agreed to be a godparent, and also partly because it was a but thou must kind of situation, so I couldn't say no, even if I wanted to. But, I mean, it's family. I'd do it for them because family. But the point is that there was an after bit with food and cake and stuff, and I went to that. I am sort of disappointed that cousin Laura and her sister Ella, who I've been friends with both of them for years, although I am the oldest of my cousins, I suppose that means I have the most enduring memories and friendship with them, so I thought that perhaps, we'd be there at the post-christening whatever, sitting around, having cake, maybe loading up on Pepsi or something, I don't know. Like we used to do in family events like that. We'd just sort of sit in a corner away from the young kids, just kind of chilling. For reference, I think cousin Laura turned 16 on Monday, and then her sister Ella is 3 or 4 years younger than her, I don't know. The point is, we were the older clique, and so I thought maybe we'd sit in one corner, have a nice chat or something, but no. Laura claimed that she got a call telling her to go into work. I don't think anyone there actually believed she had actually been called into work, but she used that as an excuse to leave anyway and took Ella with her, and that made me kind of sad because I'm just sitting there surrounded by a load of adults in the family, a whole branch of the family that I don't know, plus my aunt's husband, his extended family, who I know even less, and then a load of kids that I'd prefer not to socialise with, but by being the oldest cousin, it's kind of always been my duty to tolerate and entertain the kids. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy that. Well, I don't know, there isn't really a way I can word how that was, because I don't mind child minding in those situations, but I still would have appreciated the company, and then Laura and Ella left and I was just sitting there having all of my sads. But I mean, there was food and cake, so I can't really complain. Now, I would have taken vlog footage with my phone, because I brought my phone with me. That was the only piece of technology that I actually had in my pocket in my suit, because I was looking rather dapper, I must say, because I was wearing a suit and stuff. Not even my TESx versus Literature suit, which is in that wardrobe there, which is why I'm pointing at it, but an actual proper, not steampunk suit. And so I did look rather handsome. If I have a photo, then I'll put it in, but I don't think I do. So I would have taken footage, but there really wasn't anything that I'd want to show off. It's just, there was a really in-your-face Christian ceremony, then there was food and cake and other snackables in a hired venue. It wasn't, it was just family, so a load of boring adults talking, and a load of overexcited kids running around being annoying. There really wasn't anything of value I could put in this vlog from it, so I didn't take any footage. But hey, at least it means I've had a story to share with you lovely people. I would talk more about actual relevant stuff to this channel, but that's kind of the only thing that's happened to me this month, apart from, as of this month, I've introduced bonus streams, which was actually not at the request of one of my viewers, but at the suggestion of one of my viewers, because I've been streaming, as I do, like I said, 10:30 PM Wednesdays. One viewer from one of those streams suggested, hey, maybe I should do a face cam stream that's like one of these vlogs, but live. And so that's the thing I do, first Sunday of every month, earlier in the day than 10:30 PM, but I don't really have a set time for them. I've only done one so far. I did do one last week as well, instead of a gaming stream on Wednesday, but that's just because I didn't really have anything planned and I was feeling a bit ill at the time anyway. So Sunday streams, first Sunday of every month, but apart from that, I don't really have a schedule for them. Aside from that, as far as LPs go, Another Code R and Master Quest still ongoing. I do have another project planned for the near future. I do have another Versus coming up. So that isn't a forgotten format on this channel. It's just, I haven't really had the means of doing a Versus with someone for quite some time. And now that I finally do, even then, the other person I don't think will be able to record until late March, early April, I think, so that's still going to be a while away, but that's okay because there's still a lot of Master Quest and a lot of Another Code R left, so that will probably happen in time to be my next project. But then I don't know what the other next projects are, because you know how I do 2 games at once, and so in that case it'll be a Versus and some other game which I've not picked yet. I do have one in mind, and it's a GameCube game, but I don't want to do 2 GameCube games, like, back to back, so I don't know. I'll let you other people decide whether that's a good idea or not. I suppose, I bet I'm going to say this, and then the responses are either going to be, do what feels best, or it's your channel, do what you think. And, like, really? I'm asking you lovely people because it's... Hang on, I was trying to get myself centered. I'm asking you people because democracy. Do you people not want any input at all? And wow, I look slightly Jesus-y. That aside, Eurovision reviews will be as normal. I will be... well, Germany's deciding tonight, so I'll be reviewing them tomorrow. And then the UK decides tomorrow, so I'll be reviewing their song after that. And then it's Super Saturday, which means I'll have to do 5 separate reviews back to back on Sunday and upload them. And then Latvia decides on Sunday, and so I have to upload that on Monday. It's going to be a little bit hectic. But that's what I live for, apparently. So that'll be a thing. And also, the reason why I have the flag on display behind me is it's a thing that I recorded. I've mentioned it before. There was a thing that I co-recorded with a relatively bigger YouTuber. And I still feel like I can't talk about that because I don't want to spoil what it is. And that was due to be uploaded a couple of weeks ago, but real life stuff has happened with the guy that I recorded it with, and so it's been delayed. And so I still can't talk about it, but rest assured, when it is uploaded, I will plug the ever-loving shit out of it on this channel, on Twitter. It's a thing that I'm proud of, but I'm also kind of not proud of because of what happens in it, but for the most part, I'm proud of it. But all these teasings will make sense once it goes up, I promise. But, I've rambled for far too long. I've been going for nearly a quarter of an hour just talking about this weekend, or last weekend. I think, by the way, that the christening happened to coincide with MagFest, so it's almost like I went to a convention, except it was a family convention. And it wasn't as fun as MagFest, or so I assume. But that's enough rambling. I need to save my voice, because I'm going to need to record Another Code R this evening. If I were responsible, I'd be recording it now instead of this vlog, because I'm going to be watching Germany tonight, and then once I'm done with that, I probably won't want to record, and I'm going to need to record so I can edit it and have it uploaded on time for Friday, because it took me too long to catch up with my videos after coming back from this weekend, because over the weekend, Iceland picked their Eurovision song, and so I had to upload a video explaining why I couldn't review that song on time, and then upload my review of that on Monday, and then Ukraine as well, which meant that the last part of Another Code R got delayed by a day, and then my review of Cyprus got delayed most of the day because I was working on that, and now I'm finally back into the swing of things. If I'm not careful with my time, I'm going to be late with Another Code R. I'll just stop recording now and get to work on editing this, and then record that, and everything will be fine. Don't you lovely people worry, everything will be normal. And wow, that glare from the out... It's not even that bright outside. Ugh. Am I high? Well, I don't know, but I have been and will continue to be tessellating hexagons, and I'll see you in whichever of my videos or streams or whatever that you choose to happen to watch next. And I never know how to finish my outros. Lick a spoon.